Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to create this Black Ops 6 thumbnail. Alright, so Black Ops 6 dropped a few days ago, so it's time for a new thumbnail tutorial. And in this tutorial and design we're going for a really popular style right now. And basically it will work for any game, not just Black Ops 6. So if you also want to create this design, just follow along, and everything I used will be linked in the description below. And if this video reaches 200 likes, I will also drop the template for this thumbnail in the description as well. So give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get right into it. Alright, so if you also want to create this Black Ops 6 thumbnail, let's create a new file. I'm gonna make it 1920 by 1080. And I'm just going to import the assets that I'm going to use. And of course I will leave them all in the description below if you want to follow along. Right, so I'm going to use this blue sky as a background, and I also have the gun I want to use. So first off, let's make the gun a little bit bigger. Kind of like so. And let's make the gun fit in more with the background. So I'm just going to go to filter, sharpen, then go to filter again and go to the camera raw filter, and we're just going to add some basic adjustments. I think we're going to drag up the exposure as well as the shadows, add some contrast. We're going to drag the temperature more to the blue side, as well as maybe the tint. Drag up the saturation a bit, drag down the vibrance though. Add some texture and clarity, as well as sharpening once again. And already that looks a lot better. For the background, I'm going to add a curves layer. Just drag down the shadows a bit, but mainly the highlights, so we get more of a brighter background that pops up a little bit more. I'm also going to use the grass from this image for the background. So first off, I'm going to add a brightness and contrast layer, make it a clip mask, and drag up the brightness quite a bit, make the grass a little bit brighter. Then I'm going to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and just add a slight blur, just like so. And let's add a layer mask to this layer with the grass. I'm just gonna paint out the sky that is present right now, so we get something like this. I'm just gonna position it with kind of like an angle, kind of like so. I think that looks natural. Perfect. Just above all this, I'm gonna create a new layer, grab a brush tool, color white, and make a quite of a big soft brush. And we're gonna add some just highlights behind right here. I'm gonna make this layer, the blending mode, soft light. And to make the gun fit in a little bit more as well, create a new layer, clip mask, and we're basically going to do the same thing and just add some highlights just around right here, just like so. And we're going to make this the blending mode overlay, I think. Just gonna drag down the fill a little bit, make a new layer under it, just add some more white where we want those really bright highlights. Just like so. I think it looks a lot better. And let's go into my regular pack. Then go to fire, smokes and flames, and we're going to find this smoke right here. Just drag it over. Put it above everything, but not the clip mask. Just position it like so. Then go back, and we're also going to get this image right here. Drag it over, put it behind the gun, and we're gonna make it a blue color by pressing Ctrl and U and slide the hue slider right here. Maybe up the lightness a little bit. Gonna make this the blending mode, let's see, screen. Just going to rotate it and make it a bit bigger and put it behind the gun right here. Yeah, perfect. Just gonna make a new layer and just maybe add some more white spots behind here. Just like so. And just to make the gun fit in a little bit more, I'm just going to double click on the layer to get to the layer styles. I'm going to add a inner glow. I'm gonna make it the blending mode screen, and we can use like a very light blue from the background. Drag down the choke and just add a little bit of size, like so, but we're gonna drag down the opacity quite a bit. Kind of like so, before and after. Nice. And at the same time we're going to add a outer glow as well. Color white, blending mode screen, low opacity, and mess around with the size. Perfect, looks a lot better. And this smoke that we imported, we're going to make a new adjustment layer, solid color. I'm gonna make this a really bright red. Make sure it's a clip mask so it's only applied to the smoke. And on the layer style of the red fill layer, we're going to paint out the red here using just a black brush, because we only want the red showing down here. So just remove it like so. Yeah, perfect. Looks cool. Then I also made this like kill feed graphic, which is really basic to make. I just use a like crosshair icon along with a skull icon, combine those. And for the text, let's see, I use the font Aromatics. So if you want to replicate this, it's really easy. I just use like a rounded rectangle for the background, drag down the opacity a little bit, and added a stroke around it. So it's easy to do. I'm not going to show you, but I'm going to use this layer. I'm going to just duplicate it and merge it by pressing Ctrl and E. I'm just going to duplicate it a couple of times to make sort of like a custom kill feed, because you can type out your name or whatever name you want here as well on the other side as well. Yeah, I think 4 times will do, so I'm just going to select these layers and merge them again. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller and put them like around right about here. Drag them below the gun, press Ctrl and T, and we're going to mess with the perspective a little bit. You know, kind of like this. Tilt it just a little bit as well. Like so. Perfect. Then I'm going to double click on the layer to access the layer styles. I'm going to add a really cool effect. So grab a red from the text right here, but make it a little bit darker, I think. And we're just going to mess around with the angle right here so we get some sort of like a 3D effect. We don't want a lot of spread, not a lot of size either. I'm just gonna mess around here to find a cool style. So yeah, by adding a little bit like a drop shadow, you can get sort of like a 3D effect and some glow, basically. Looks cool. But I think it stands out a little bit too much, so I'm just going to make a new layer and make it a clip mask. Grab a brush tool and select kind of like a light bluish color. I'm just gonna paint in right here, kind of like so. Make it the blending mode screen. Just use the erase tool where we think it's a little bit too much. We just want a little bit of a glow so it looks like it's a part of the image. So yeah, kind of like that. I think I just want to add one more layer below the gun. Use like a white brush, just to make it a little bit brighter, I think. Then let's go to the second version of the rear gear pack, and I already have it in front of me. I'm going to use this lighting right here. Just drag it over. We want it some sort of in between the kill feed but below the gun, kind of like that. Use Ctrl and U to change the color of it, I'm gonna pick sort of like a yellow-orange color. And you can basically put this lightning effect anywhere you want, because I think it works really cool as a effect on these like gaming thumbnails. Yeah, you can mess around with the positioning and everything. But yeah, let's move over to the text. I'm gonna grab our text tool, and I'm using the font Vanguard CF, and I'm gonna type out maybe best. Double click to go to our layer styles. I'm going to add a stroke around 10 pixels using this kind of like a dark gray color. Then go to our drop shadow, color black, kind of like a medium to high opacity. Then we're just gonna mess with the spread and the size to get this kind of like a 3D stroke effect, kind of like so. We want not 100% opacity because we want some of this blue to blend in, kind of like that. I'm just going to press down Alt and drag to make a duplicate, and here maybe type out loadout. And last, I think I just want to add the Black Ops 6 logo and put it in between right here. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. Right, just like that. And I'm basically going to apply the same layer style that we have for the rest of the text. So just a stroke and a drop shadow. But I'm also going to add a gradient overlay, just a black to white, so we get this kind of effect on the orange 6. So soft light around 50%. Then I'm also going to add a inner glow, color white, blending mode overlay, right up the opacity, add a bit of a stroke and size, so we get this inner glow right here. I'm just going to make this a group and maybe drag it down just a little bit. And make sure that the lightning is just above it. I'm just going to add some final touches. Just make a new layer above the text and above the kill feed. Grab a red color, just add one stroke here. Grab our yellow color, another here, and one from the 6, just like that. Make this layer the blending mode screen and just drag down the fill just a little bit. Perfect. I'm just gonna make another layer and add some more color right here and make this the blending mode overlay to get a little bit more intense glow. Alright, so when you're happy with the design, I'm just going to select every layer, make it a group, make a copy of it and merge it by pressing Ctrl and E. Double click on it, and for the blending options I'm going to click off the red channel right here. Select the move tool. Just gonna press either left or right to get this kind of like a RGB split effect, which I think looks cool and adds a little bit of touch to the whole thumbnail. So yeah, that is how you create a really cool and kind of like a clickbait and kind of like a popular kind of thumbnail style for gaming and in this case Black Ops 6. So I hope you have enjoyed. I will leave everything in the description as always, and as well as a template just for this thumbnail right here that you can download for free. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.